I wanted to show you a website that you can use with your students or for yourself to work on vocabulary. And so let's start right here with this address, and this is a free website, BonPatron.com, that you might be familiar with. And this is our grammar checker, but what I want to show you is right here, the vocabulary guide. So click on here, and it'll take you to the guide. And so what this is really, it's a way of developing functional vocabulary around 500 words in about a week's time. This can be used for teachers, but also for learning with individuals. So how does this work? Well, we have a range of categories with key vocabulary to build, as I said, up to between 500 and 1,000 words. Ideal for beginners and, I would say, lower intermediate students. If you scroll down here, and I won't spend too much time, there is a roadmap for how to move through these vocabulary lists. But let's go in and have a look and see just what we have here. I'll pick one category, household. So how this works is that we have lists, tables with English, French equivalents, some sound, and the opportunity to practice. Right? When you learn a word, of course, it's not enough simply to look at the word and say, okay, I've got it. You need to get the correct pronunciation.
N'importe.
You need to be able to go from the English to the French and write it out, like here, and check and get feedback. And you need to be able to go in the other direction as well. So these tables allow you to create a more in-depth knowledge of the vocabulary so that it'll stay with you and that you can use it when the time comes. In addition to the vocabulary lists, which is the main part, you'll have some helpful verbs and a few exercises down here. But the idea is really start with vocabulary and then the grammar will come after. The other thing I wanted to show you is that ideally, once you have worked through the vocabulary lists, you should be able to produce these words spontaneously. And this game is a way to test that. So click here, and what you see is we're in the household list, and a word will come up, and you can either say it out loud, and there you'll get the answer, or you can type it out. And importantly, you can control the speed of the typing down here. Right? So I can go back up, I can put the right answer, it'll give me a green screen to show that it's right. And you can play this over and over again for each of the categories. Again, the idea being that you want to get to a point where you can spontaneously come up with the word. Now let's go back. I have a few more things to show you. So the idea is to spend about 2 hours on all of these categories, doing the small exercises and really mastering the vocabulary. You'll also find some pronunciation hints here, just some key things to keep in mind about French R, French rhythm, the French vowel systems. You have a final exam because you really want to check and make sure that you work through everything to a functional level. And then if you want extra vocabulary, more nouns and verbs, you can never have enough. That's the purpose of this practice, to really develop even further very common words beyond what the vocabulary lists have given you. So have a look, work through it, and hopefully this is going to get you to a functional level, and hopefully also this is going to be a useful tool for your students to work online at this time.